right. Then I will start at 10 to 4 sharp, so basically that's it. Yes, okay. Well, basically this is my second chance to give this talk. Funny thing is that's always in the Netherlands, because I've been there at the TYPO3camp in Amsterdam with this talk, and I slightly improved the talk a bit, so maybe you notice it from the TYPO3camp and notice the other one or other things which have changed. Okay, so yeah, as in the introduction round already mentioned, I'm quite a TYPO3 fanboy. I'm part of the expert advisory board, part of the editorial team, and part of the marketing team, and also part of the education committee. So if you feel something like, hey, I want to contribute to TYPO3 in some way, you can come up to me. Besides my TYPO3 contribution, I run the web vision company in Mönchengladbach. And no, we are not searching for back-end developers. We're searching for front-end developers. So, pardon?
We are searching those two.
Oh, okay. So maybe we can join our efforts then. Okay. So today I want to talk about doing content marketing for online shops. And at WebVision we also do, of course, TYPO3, and we do Magento, like some of other companies as well. So basically, the main situation is like usual. A customer comes up to us and wants to develop an online shop, and he starts entering e-commerce with his new online shop, and with some minor needs maybe. Usually the market is already settled. So the basic task then is, how do we get attention of new customers, and how can we attract new customers? And that's when most marketeers come up and say, hey, we got a solution for that. And the solution is always Google to the rescue. So basically, they give the advice to spend money with Google AdWords. But basically, you buy only market share, spending money on Google AdWords. And which is pretty fine at the first beginning. And you start earning money with the shop, and it works out pretty well. But to be honest, this doesn't really scale well, because at the situation you have got into a ready-made market, you face this so-called casino dilemma. So actually, most of the AdWords professionals don't tell you that if more and more competitors hit the same market, you need to spend more and more money. And as you might have noticed 2 months ago, Google has changed the search engine result pages, the SERPs, and now they have only 7 spares left where they can show you the advertisings. So basically, it's like really in a casino where you put in more and more money to the slot machine and hope that you win well. But basically, to be honest, if you now spend 1,000 euros a month and then you spend 10,000 euros a month, this doesn't mean that you grow your earnings by the factor of 10. So basically, the bank always wins. So that's when the solution comes in, or the idea comes in, hey, we need to do something really, really different. And then a few months ago, most people told their customers, okay, let's do content marketing. Well, what's content marketing? Basically, it's the idea of offering surrounding services, additional content, information about the shop, and trying to attract your customers on the long run, rather besides of just putting in new products or having new discounts and so on. So the idea basically is quite good, but it seems to be hard to tackle somehow. Well, and from our marketeer perspective, this seems to be the right solution, and every customer was in this mode right now at the moment. Yeah, we need content marketing, and that's the way to go. How can we solve that? But basically then there's no real solution for that. So we did a reality check actually. So we took a look at the Magento marketplace, at the Shopware marketplace, the Yoxit marketplace, and to be honest, there are only a few content-related extensions in there. And well, mostly they're so-called island solutions. So they work for their own. You have a blog which is working pretty fine. Might have a forum. You might have a news, but they don't work together. You don't have a workflow. You don't have access rights management. They're not sharing content, for instance. And you don't have one whole solution for that. So that's basically the problem. And now, while everybody was cheering, yeah, we now need content marketing, it's more like that. Oh, so how can we solve that? How can we do content marketing right now? And as we're here at the TYPO3 camp, you can guess already the solution. So the solution would be to put into that task TYPO3 and use TYPO3 for content marketing with its version control, with its expandability, with its extensions, with granular access rights management, workflows, continuous development, and so on. So basically, we also took a look around, and we took a look at the existing TYPO3 solutions which connect to Magento. So basically, these solutions, there are 3 already on the market, did the same way. Like they always put Magento content, like products, into a TYPO3 system. So what does that mean? Basically, if you want to have, for instance, a shopping cart, you want to template it, you want to build it, you must do the templating already in TYPO3, maybe again. So if you have already had a ready-made shop, you need to do templating twice. So basically, seems to be not the right solution for us. And what's another downside of this approach is that for every module, for every feature you have in the Magento shop, you need to have a plug-in into TYPO3. Like, okay, you want to have featured products, you need a plugin for that because you need to do the templating as well in TYPO3. And also, we face the situation that these existing solutions all rely on the Magento API, which is not very famous of having that much speed. So basically, it can be really, really slow if you query lots of products. And there's not a clear strategy, like where do I have my products, where do I have my sales, where do I have my content, and so on. So actually, we took this and said, okay, maybe we could turn this around. And that's why we took TYPO3 and integrated it in Magento. Basically, it's not like we're putting in the TYPO3 backend into the Magento backend. It's completely separated. You can even run them on different servers or different web spaces, or how you can run it. And we called it Mage Unity. And we combined it and put TYPO3 content into Magento. So basically, what we said is, okay, Magento is the lead system for everything about sales. So if it comes to products, shopping carts, categories, sales, everything else, shopping cart rules or something like that, Magento stays the lead system. And if everything comes up with content like landing pages, shipping, legal information, withdrawals, FAQs, and even CMS blocks you can use in parts of Magento, everything is stored into TYPO3. So when we started building this stuff, we start with some basic features. And these basic features were that we were able to merge dynamically content into any Magento page, like even into categories, product pages, or even shopping carts. And one of the basic features was, which was quite important for us, that we can manipulate the title tag, the meta tag, from TYPO3. So this gave us completely new opportunities I will show you on later. And we had merged Google Sitemap also for TYPO3 and Magento content together. At the very, very first date, we had that separated, but from now, since the very first release version, we had a merged Google Sitemap. And which was also quite important at the first release was that we had dynamic navigations in between TYPO3 and Magento. So there is no need for manually linking stuff around and setting external links into TYPO3, which I can show you right here. Okay, as you see, this is a part of the footer of our client Fliesenmax, which is quite located here about 30 miles away in Heinsberg. And as you see, we have different kinds of content here, navigations in the footer, like the sitemap, which is completely done in Magento, and we have a newsletter system, we have the locations here, we got the imprint, AGB, and we got additional services for giving the customer more additional information and having more content marketing opportunities over there, like tutorials, A to Z explanation, or frequently asked questions over there. Okay, now I will get a bit technical. So basically, the templating is generally done in Magento. Why did we do that? Because normally our customer started building up an online shop, they sold stuff, and then they came up to us and asked us, okay, we want to go step a bit further, and we want to do content marketing right now. That's why we did generally templating done in TYPO3. So there's no need for doing templating twice. But for TYPO3 content, templating is done in TYPO3. So this leads us to the situation that if you have a new fancy extension like the TX News extension or something similar, you can just put it into TYPO3 and you can just do the templating in TYPO3 without any problems. And you can even use the stylings which are available in Magento. But if you want to have your own stylings, you can do them also in TYPO3. So you can choose actually. But then one customer of us came up and actually gave us the idea to rise a killer feature. And the situation was, at normal online shops, you have usually hundreds or even thousands of products on one single category page. And normally, you enter these pagination page, like page 2 and page 3 and page 4 and so on, with a get parameter like p equals 2. But the problem about that is that Google is only indexing one of these hundreds pages within one category. And also, for most online shops, there's only one content for all these subpages. I will show you that on the Zalando page. Okay, there you go. Like if you see here, we got the extension for the pagination. We get over 12,000 products, and we got an content marketing text over there, and they have 171 pages more to show. Would be a good opportunity to use that. But Zalando is wasting it. So if you even on page 4, you see still more than 12,000 articles, still 171 pages, but you see the same content there. Oops, sorry, got to flip that back. So basically, they're wasting it. And that's why we came up with that. With our solution, which is called the Mage Unity, we can now give the customers the opportunity to use pagination within categories for content marketing and SEO purposes, with unique content. And this will boost your search engine result pages and your impact on Google massively. I will show that later on. And also the takeaway for the end customers, they will have real speaking URLs pointing to the board, subpages with unique content fitting their products. So that's the basic idea of content marketing, isn't it? So I will show you that. So if you take a look at here, you see the URL. Unfortunately, it's only in German. It's fliesenmax.de, but it says floor tiles. As you take a look around over there, we're on page 1. And as you can see a German text there, which says, according to the URL, floor tiles, and you can read a text about floor tiles, which they're offering right over there. If I can show you now, we are on page 3. The URL and also the title tag has completely changed, and the content inside of that category subpage or pagination page has completely changed. I will flip that back. So like saying here, on the first page is floor tiles, and here it's tiles on the floor. So this gives a massive impact on Google. Okay, so we thought that was a cool feature, but we can improve that. That's why we call it the return of the killer feature. This stuff is also working with filter options, with unique speaking URLs, with unique content, and with every upcoming feature your customer is going to use in the next few months or few years without any need to configure it completely new. They just need to create the page, and it's instantly there. And you can see it right here. As you see, I'm on the category page right now. I've chosen the color filtering for black. You can see I get a variety of products of black tiles. And you can see here there's a content which says, okay, we have black tiles over there, and you can read in the text, okay, it's like, what is black standing for? It's like elegance, and it's timeless, and so on. But if you can flip it over to orange, which is my favorite color, like TYPO3, and you see, okay, we have orange selected, you can get orange products, but you get orange text as well. So you can now read Mediterranean flair and so on. Okay, so what's the basic idea? The basic idea is that you can now use TYPO3 features in Magento, like multi-language support and multi-site support. You can have a variety of product pages, of sub pages, and so on with complete feature set of TYPO3. I will show you that. Okay, for instance here we have another customer, which is the Adidas Ippon shop, which is the martial arts shop for Adidas products in almost complete Europe. So if you're a dealer for martial arts stuff around Adidas, you need to buy them from them. And as you can see here, we have TYPO3 content right next to a navigation which comes from Magento, which is in German, and you see a banner which is completely in German as well. And underneath you have that in English, and you got content in English as well. So basically, it's one click only for the customer just to translate that banner, put in the text, and then have a fully translated multi-language website, and no need to change around with images and so on. And as you can see here, they're running their magazine on that site as well with TYPO3. Another example is Homes by X, which is a sub-brand of Fliesenmax. And as you can see, it's a multi-site. And they can just link it from the shop to the magazine. It's completely fully responsive. It's got its own content and so on. And it's linking vice versa. And that's the next point where we came up to the one thing, like I've said before, okay, putting Magento into TYPO3 seems to be for us the wrong way, but in some situations you need that. Because this would be a nice idea to have it, for instance, in email marketing. If you want to load your products automatically into TYPO3, use direct mail for TYPO3, sending them out, have their click tracking in there, and so on. And so you can use TYPO3 for email marketing without any problems. Hello, come in. Okay, I can show you that. And as you can see here, we have some various examples, like our customer, which is about to get finished fashionista. We're pulling his different products in different views, like a big-sized one and smaller ones over there. Or you can even make newsletters like that, or you can just make the traditional newsletter, like showing here the different kinds of products. And we have two opportunities of pulling these products out of the Magento system. One is using either a Magento category, just put in the products into that Magento category, and TYPO3 pulls these products automatically into the newsletter. Or the other option is just putting into the SKUs into the TYPO3 plugin, and then it pulls it. Okay, but right now, that's, I think, the most important stuff. What does Google say about that? Is that really legal? Or are we risking a ban on Google? So at first, we took a look at the keywords in the Google index. And as I mentioned before, I did the first talk about 5 months ago at TYPO3Con. And that very first moment, we took the numbers and set them in comparison to today. Not today, but let's say end of March. Okay, I will show you. At the end of, no, not the end. At October, we had about 1,000 keywords for Fliesenmax in the Google index. Right now, 5 months later, we're about at 1,500 keywords in the Google index. Okay, sounds quite nice, but to get an impression, we have got number one positions over there, like Balkonfliesen or Fliesenshop and so on. And also we asked them, okay, how can we show that to the audience a bit better? Therefore, we used the tool Xovi, which is similar to Systrix, and they calculate an online value index, which measures the quality of the ranked keywords and also the quantity of the ranked keywords. And we also did that in comparison to October. Like if you see here, we had an OV of 60, and we're now at 150 in the OV. So basically, you see the raise here. So that's quite nice. And then we took a look at the rankings on the pages. And I think that's maybe the most impressive thing, because back in October, we had about 300 page one rankings back then, as you see here. And right now, 5 months later, we nearly doubled that. So we now have almost 600 page one rankings in Google for Fliesenmax. And if you go over there, you can see also the rankings over time, how they raised, like the very beginning here, 2013, and now we're there. Okay.
What does it mean for the traffic?
Well,
This development.
Basically, the traffic increased, of course, yes. Also, the sales went up,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's.
You can mark it. It's getting double, like it's like this.
Actually, we haven't asked our customer if they have doubled their income, but
Yes.
this would be nice.
But, I don't want to hear this.
Nice question, yes.
Not
Good.
Not the income, but the hits should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah, we have far more hits. We have also raised the infrastructure and so on. And like when we started 2 years ago, they were on a virtual machine sharing a hardware node within a cluster. And right now they're in a dedicated machine, still in the same cluster, but they're still raising and so on. And yeah, at the moment, I can't give you actually income numbers. I'm not allowed. But
Is TYPO3 and Magento in the same VMware?
pardon?
Is TYPO3 and Magento in the same server? Or are it
At the moment, it's in the same server, but you can run it completely in different servers if you like. So
with this kind of numbers, it's still possible to do it on the same server?
yeah, that's right. Basically, on Fliesenmax, we are also using the same web space, but at the moment we're doing a relaunch project for also Fliesenmax, and we are evaluating of putting TYPO3 into a complete different web space because of the fact that TYPO3 is nowadays able to run on PHP 7. So we're evaluating actually how the performance is on that. Okay. Yeah, now I want to give you a short impression of the roadmap. We are heading towards Mage Unity 3.0. And yeah, one of the main things we want to have is show and hide content depending on different customer devices. There is already an extension doing that for TYPO3, but we are still lacking that for Magento stuff. We want to have a unified Solr or Elasticsearch, so basically which have a combined search result, not a search result from Magento and a search result for TYPO3 stuff. We need to have single sign-on. We got requirements on that from B2B customers, and also on our wish list is also Magento 2.0. And the nice thing with the Mage Unity is at the moment that we got about 2 weeks ago an approval of the area North Rhine-Westphalia, that this project will be funded from the beginning of September on for 1 year. So we are getting not a how it's called, Darlehen? I don't know. So we get money which we don't need to give back. Rather than we can get money, people working on that project for 1 full year and evolving it, and where we're going to go for the Magento 2.0. So basically, that's why we are still looking also for developers joining us there. And one big thing is also that we want to have rule-based content. This is quite a cool idea. And yeah, basically, we have already a proof of concept working there. So what's rule-based content? Rule-based content is like you can set up rules within Magento or within TYPO3 where you can roll out different kinds of content depending on your customers. And you can use, for instance, the country of your customer, the city, or even the gender. And it's working with guests, logged in customers, and also customer groups, like you have in different kinds of customer groups, B2B, non-B2B, and so on. And it's also working with the visiting path of the users. Like if the user has seen that kind of content, then you show him that kind of content. And it doesn't matter if it's just TYPO3 content or if it's products or something else. So basically, that's a snippet, a screenshot, how it's already done in Magento. Like, does somebody of you know Magento? Okay, basically we have in Magento the shopping cart rules or the catalog price rules, and it's almost the same. You can just set up a rule, set up your condition, which is everything from the customer attribute you want, and you can set it, set the gender, and then you can roll out everything of content. To get to get a better impression, you can take a look at that. So this is a demo setup of a demo shop from Magento 1.9. As you can see here, it's just set up. You're not logged in. You can see the banners over there, which are rotating here. You can see a variety of products because we haven't identified the customer at that moment. But if we have identified that customer, it looks like that. And we have set up that condition, oh, this is a male customer right now. And as you can see, it only shows the banner for men, and it only shows product for men. So just imagine, you can set up even the shirt size or the pants size of your customer and show him appropriate products or appropriate content. Pardon?
Disgusting.
Ah, you find it disgusting? It's an opportunity. I guess if you use Amazon, they still do that already. So, okay. So, at the moment, unfortunately, the Google Analytics API is not willing to give us the information. So, we're relying on our own information that we have from the Magento shop or from the customer journey, which he is doing. But we can also do that right now. Questions?
What we have done, we have connected TYPO3 with Salesforce, a CRM system.
Yeah.
This is my question. Do you think it would be better to use a CRM system for the leading system for the CRM data? And here you have some data in TYPO3, some information about the customer, some information in Magento, and that you put an over system like a CRM,
Yeah.
like Salesforce.
Yeah. To be honest, at the moment, we're at the coming back phase, sitting next week together with a team and brainstorming what will be the next steps for the roadmap to 3.0. And this could be an idea, actually. If we can open up a new stream, like going up for a CRM or PIM or whatever. But we are totally open for inquiries, for suggestions, and so on. So we will talk to customers about that. All right. Further questions?
More of a technical question.
Yep.
You said that templating is done in both systems.
Yep.
How about standalone fluid?
Pardon?
Standalone fluid?
We haven't thought about that already. No. Wasn't at our list at the moment.
So your front-end developers are using both templating systems?
Basically, we have separate teams on Magento and TYPO3, but you can, if you have something in TYPO3, you can do the stuff in TYPO3. But if you have already ready-made styles, you won't do them twice like the other systems do. So that's why we can choose, actually. All right? Further questions? I was fast.
There's much Unity extension from Magento. Is the whole TYPO3 in it, or is there some only a link or symlink or something?
Pardon?
In this Mage Unity extension
Yep.
of Magento, where is there the whole TYPO3, the whole core inside?
No. It's like having two separate systems which are just connected together. So you have one extension into Magento and you have one extension in TYPO3, but you don't have to have a complete core built into Magento. So it's...
This is somehow, between these two extensions there's the interface where the...
That's right. Some sort of middleware.
Okay.
So basically there are two different kind of extensions and which...
They communicate with each other.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hans?
I just think it's a great idea, and I see the benefit of this.
Mhm.
When I get the newsletter of my own clothes shops, there is in the newsletter a link. It goes to the website, and the first question is, "Are you interested in our newsletter?"
Mm.
That is just where I came from. When I click that away, they show me women's clothes.
Yeah.
So then this is really helpful.
Absolutely. Actually we suggested this also to Fliesenmax because just imagine you want to have floor tiles for your, let's say, kitchen, and then you just enter your measurements for your kitchen, and then you take a look at other shops and so on, and you take a look at different kinds of tiles. You need to enter every time the measurements again to have that amount of floor tiles you need. And if you could have them stored automatically in the background, it would be some more, let's say, smart decision on the shop. And you can have the shop showing you information about, well, hey, we have saved your measurements for your kitchen, and if you want to quit that, please click here. And it also goes for clothing. Like, well, basically, I think I am grown out. I'm 46 years old. I think maybe I will shrink a bit, but normally I will keep my clothing size. And if I now go to Amazon, I still need to choose my jeans size. I've done that yesterday. I bought a new Levi's jeans there, and they still can't remember my jeans size. And this would be completely obsolete with that approach, actually. And we also thought about having the customer informed about that, and also having the customer choose that. Like, okay, I want to choose my jeans size, but I also want to put in maybe the size of my kids or the size of my wife. So I can choose between different, let's say, profiles. And then the customer can switch around and then can take a look at the products which are available at their sizes. Which normally you have that view. You can see, women's clothes, but I maybe want to do shopping just for men clothes. I don't want to see the other stuff. And then you just go into that product and find out, okay, sorry, that's frustrating, but they don't have that pants in my size. So I need to go over and over and over. So we're talking now about, let's say, smart decisions on filtering and so on. So this will be the next steps. So rule-based content is right there, but we need to evolve that. This will be definitely 3.0 stuff. Further questions?
For these rule-based contents, you will use a rule engine, which is a special kind of implementation, or just?
No, it's like here. It's basically the Magento interface we're using for that, which is at the moment lacking, is the TYPO3 part of that. Because we built that at first in Magento, but we can also filter on TYPO3 content. But we would like to have rule-based content also running from TYPO3, so you can have a bunch of rules and say, okay, the best thing would be that Google would open up the API for demographic information like the gender, like the age, and so on, because Google has these information already in Google Analytics. If you go take a look at Google Analytics, you can find these informations if you just clicked at it. Yes, I want to take a look at that. So if you have, let's say, done remarketing with a customer of yours, then you have the information. But at the moment, you're not allowed to use them using the Google API, and they're still in a closed beta. So this would be, I think, the best idea. Just connect to the Google API and then query there. Mm-hmm. Additional questions? All right, then I'm done. Thank you.